conference, which was in Baltimore in 1997. I attended that with Al Prosser and Tom Richards, who was a member, one of the founding members of EGSA. Since passed, he was with Katolight. And we came down here to Baltimore, and I was quite a bit younger at that time, and we had an incredible time. And some stories I really can't tell on that one, but we had a fantastic time, and Tom Richards just went out of his way to introduce me to all these people. A lot of them who are here today, they're past presidents. People like Art Corin, Don Becker, and I didn't know these people at all. And Tom just made me feel so welcome. And I got to meet all these people, and they were just wonderful. And I thought, man, what a cool organization. And at that time, I was like one of the younger people. And you had all these older people around, and they were just, they couldn't have been more accommodating, and wanted us to be part of it and made us feel welcome. And I started coming back, and eventually they went off, and now we're one of them. I'm becoming one of those people, slowly but surely. But that's, I think, what I remember the most. Baltimore stuck in my mind. It was just an incredible conference. I went down just to go down because I was invited, and didn't know that I was going to find something that I'd, 20 years later, that I'd still be part of. I saw right away how everybody was like this little family. I wasn't part of it at that time, but I could see how, you get together with these people every 6 months, and after a while, you're watching their kids grow up together. It's like family. You're watching people mature and change and things happen. I could see that at that time, and I thought, well, I think I want to be part of that. And hence, here it is almost 20 years later, and then seeing a lot of these people today at this conference was pretty incredible at this 50th anniversary, because a lot of these people were members then at that time and weren't retired. And at that time it was so small, it was like a family reunion. At that time there was probably less than 500 members. Even when I started in membership, I think we had 400. So there wasn't really many members at that time. Conventions were probably getting a little over 100, 150 people. But still, it was just such a good feeling. It was just like this close-knit family, and I learned a lot about the industry. Learned the networking was fantastic, so they made you feel comfortable right away. So that convention sticks out the most in my mind, the people I was with, and just coming down to that and thinking, wow, I want to go to the next one. And I did. I ended up going down to the next one. Was in, would have been the spring of '98, would have been in Florida. So I went down to Florida after that, and that was also a good one, and then got really involved. So it just mushroomed from there, and then finally I was asked to be on a committee, and then just sort of worked my way up from there, and now they're like that same family I saw. So I hope to be around a long time like these people were. It was really cool. It was really, really cool. One of them that was really fun was on Lake Michigan. And this was just, I guess, maybe 2012 or 11, just a couple years ago. And it was so choppy out on that water. In fact, Deb was going to go with us. I think it was Deb and Liz, and the boat barely got out. And it was, being out, I don't know if you've been out on Lake Michigan before. It's like being out in the middle of the ocean. Those waves were just going up and down. It was unbelievable. And the girls, we had to turn around and drop them off. And the name of this guy was named Shorty. And Shorty was this typical boat captain. His pants hung down about halfway here. His legs were about that long. And no matter how choppy that boat was, I had to hang on for dear life. He was walking around like it was nothing. So he was unbelievable. He was yelling. I can remember the one time you threw your line out like 500 yards, and I'm reeling. And I stopped, and he's like, don't stop, keep going. And I'm reeling. And I said to him, he's talking something about me. I said, well, I go to the gym. He goes, well, it ain't working, he goes. So he was just yelling at me the whole time. And I think when we got off, he was a pretty disgusting guy. And he was talking something about how his wife made him throw his clothes when he came home every day. And, he was just cutting up the fish right there. He was this total boat captain. You could tell he was born and raised out there. So that was probably one of my favorite fishing stories. And there was another one where it was down, I don't know if it was Tampa. I'm not sure where it was at, but it was down in Florida. And we were on one of those Everglade boats. You ever see the big ones with the big fan in the back? And we were just going through all the Everglades back there, and that was just so cool. And I thought to myself, we went back through so many tributaries. I thought, this boat captain, he could kill us, and they wouldn't find us for weeks back here, because I had no idea where we were at. So we had a great time back there, and it was real cool. The one time we were going down the middle of the water, like felt like 50 miles an hour on front of the boat, and it was just a neat feeling. And it's such a great feeling when you go on these trips, because it's usually like towards the end of the conference and sort of everything's over, all the pressures are off, and then you do these trips and they feel really good. You kind of let loose, have a couple beers and relax, as opposed, you're a little more tense on, Monday mornings, or you're a little more tense when it starts. So it's really cool. So we've had some great trips, some great golf times. Do you want to hear a golf story?
Yeah.
Do you want to hear a golf story? The funniest golf story, playing golf. This could have been the Baltimore trip also. So I think I rented clubs, or I had my own. I had to have my own. And I took a swing, and all of a sudden after I swing, I noticed the club's light. I hit the ball really well. My club head goes in the water about 100 yards out and goes kerplunk. And I'm sitting there with just the stick on there, and everybody's rolling over. It was an outprosser I was playing with. So everybody was rolling over on that. So I lost the head of my club in the water after I hit the ball. So everybody got the biggest kick out of that. So the golf was fun too. Yeah, I used to stay with golf, and then I fished, and then the last couple of times they've had some good tours, like some good blues and brews tours or whatever he called. So I've done that the last couple of times. But I want to go back to fishing and go back to golf. So I think I like changing it up a little bit, depending on where I'm at. Yeah. But the activities have even gotten better. So everything has just stepped up so much in this organization, even the activities. And now that you know everybody real good, it's a really fun time getting together. No, I just think EGSA is a great organization. I would encourage anybody to get involved. I think like anything else, you're only going to get out of it what you put into it. People sort of come here, they say they didn't get anything out of it. Well, if you don't put anything into it, you're not going to get anything out of it. But I would encourage anything you build some great relationships, you learn a lot, and you come away with something. It really is, it's a happy place.